You're listening to Keller Radio. It is indie rock, it is deep cuts, and it is plenty of Space Coast original music. And this gentleman, you may not know the name. I'm sure people know your name, but they also don't know that you're part of behind the scenes for a lot of artists. So please welcome to the show, Mr. Daniel Jude.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks.
So we were talking off air about the origins of your music, but and we can definitely do so. But again, you pointed out that in addition to you behind the microphone, you're also behind in the studio, actually. And you used the term fostering.
Yeah.
And I think that's an amazing word to use under the circumstances. So with that all said, what have you been up to?
Okay, so I have identified that there's a lot of talent just locally in this area, and somehow, I guess through networking and everything, I reached out to a lot of artists. They found me, and like you just mentioned, I like to foster, their talents and get their stories out there and, help them record. I really like to, help artists, specifically newer artists, most of the time, record their music, whether it be an album, a single, or whatever it may be, And I've been doing that for a few years now, and I've worked with loads of artists. So it's been really rewarding.
How does that affect then your songwriting, your own gigs, and your own songs?
So the artists that I produce may not know this, but I do honestly take inspiration from some of their music, whether it be how we produce a drum tone, or whether it is the song itself, the lyrics would inspire my own music, how I should complete my own songs.
Yeah, I think that any artist can be inspired by other artists, and even their point of view of that art is always still different from the original artists themselves. So you kind of create it and make it your own, and you're inspired by that, as any artist would be. But it's how many albums do you have? Albums out online, or?
So me personally, I only have a few singles. I need to get to recording myself at this stage. Mm-hmm.
You've been helping too many other people.
Right.
That's why, and that's a great thing.
Yeah. I've been helping a lot of people, so I think it's time. Finally, I have this song that I've been sitting on. I think it's time to get that one out.
Is it one that you're about to play for us?
I might perform it. Yeah, an acoustic version of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready to do it?
Oh, yeah,
tell us about it, the name and how it came about?
Yeah. This song's called Outrun the Sun. This song, I've probably been sitting on it a little longer than I want to admit, but it's inspired through life events, really personal stuff that maybe I can share another time. But just simply put, the song is really about, facing challenges, overcoming them, and that, it's inevitable that it's going to happen. So, and you can't run away from it. So,
all right,
that's what it's about. Yeah.
Daniel Jude here on Keller Radio.
All right. Headlights in my rearview mirror, burning miles up to feed my soul. Got the devil on my trail, he's praying just to see me fail. I won't lose control, 'cause I ain't got no worries, I ain't in no hurry. Trouble used to slow me down, rolling with the punching now, counting all my blessings, living with these lessons. I used to run, but you can't outrun the sun. No, made my way through New York City, wearing holes deep into my soul. Another day goes by, temptations and the lies. I was never played for a fool, 'cause mama taught me how to be kind, papa taught me don't take no. That's why I ain't got no worries, I ain't in no hurry. Trouble used to slow me down, rolling with the punching now, counting all my blessings, living with these lessons. I used to run that. Outrun the Sun.
All right, Daniel Jude
Thank you.
here on Keller Radio.
Yeah, record it. Do
I will.
it.
I know.
We love it.
I'm gonna record it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a more rockin' song, but that was a little preview, acoustic. Glad you guys enjoyed.
So you wear your influences on your sleeve. What was your earliest musical hero?
Oh, geez. I mean, a lot of people could probably relate. Led Zeppelin, the classic Stones, stuff like that. More recently, Royal Blood, The Warning, the Mexican chick rock band.
I hear some soul too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So
Was that in the house maybe growing up? I mean, in my household, there was always music playing. My mom wasn't overtly musical,
right.
but I always remember, and I'm much older than you guys.
Yeah.
I remember Simon and Garfunkel. I remember the Beatles. What was going on in your childhood musically?
Hugely inspired by soul personally. But it's funny. Yeah, my dad, he would play like funk tunes. He'd play a lot of funk tunes. I forget the name of the groups, but anything grooving, like loads of soul in the music, like nice bass lines, nice groove. 70s before anything like that. He'd be jamming out, and I don't know, it kind of inspired like the groove and soul element that I have in my music. Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for when you're working with musicians, or how does that come to be?
When I first started producing, I would look for just an artist that had a talent and that I would, like I said, foster that. Now, I'm in the position, thankfully, where I really want to source musicians that are writing music that I'm in love with.
Yeah.
And that way the project's even more personal, and I can actually put, I guess more of a loving touch on the project, so to speak, So that's what I look for, really. Good music.
So if someone were interested in doing something with you, how would they find you to possibly collab with you?
Yeah, my studio, I'm based in Titusville, Florida. I built this out of my home, and it's called Electric Temple Studios. That is what I've been operating for years. You can find that on Instagram, Facebook, as well as me, Daniel Jude Music. Any musicians, anybody you're listening on air, you hear this, you could reach out. Let me know what you're working on, and we could see what we can work on together,
Awesome. Open, approachable, ready to collab, hit them up. Are you doing any shows coming up?
Yeah, I do. It's like once a month at this stage. Space Bar, if anybody knows that. It's a newer bar.
I haven't been, but don't they have like a telescope sometimes?
They do, yes. So yeah, when there's launches, that's probably the best spot to watch. Mm-hmm. And live music. I play there like once a month, so I think my next date's May 11. You gotta follow me on Instagram and
gotta find
know
out.
for sure.
Gotta follow Daniel Jude on Instagram to find out.
Yeah, and I have a few dates, full band dates, one in Vieira and one at Daytona Hard Rock later this year.
Okay.
Don't know the exact dates. I don't remember, but yeah.
Hey, you got things coming
Well,
up.
yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. You're giving them a taste of what they expect. Now we're going to play a studio track. Tell us about Roulette.
Roulette. So, how do I explain this track? This is a tune that I wrote years and years ago. I was in a band with this dude in Orlando, and we kind of I concepted this song, and we eventually split up. I'm sure people can relate. Like, bands don't stick together all the time, but this song stuck with me. I wanted to finish it. I felt like it needed, or what's it called? It needed to be finished. Mm-hmm. And so I recorded this tune, and actually, most recently, what was it, maybe a year or two ago, I performed this track for New York Fashion Week. I was performing for my buddy Joseph De Echedes on his Potro runway. So I performed this song in New York at Sony Hall on a stage for a runway during Fashion Week. That was the coolest thing ever. And I really finished that tune for that runway. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And where can people, they're going to hear this here on our show, but where can they find it thereafter?
Any streaming platform, Apple Music, Spotify, whatever you got. Yep. You can find it there.
All right. You want to set it up for us?
Okay, sure. Yeah. Well, this is a Daniel Jude original right here, Space Coast original musician. The song is called Roulette. You're listening to Keller Radio.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you so much. That's a wrap, yeah. Awesome.
Daniel Jude is still here, and he has something to say, so we're going to let him say it.
Yeah, I wanted to mention in my interview previously of specific artists that I produce. Well, just recently, one of my good friends, he's a barber. He is a lead pastor at our church up in Mem's local church. His name's Tyler Bray. Tyler Bray, he we produced these 5 original worship tunes that he had been crafting for, I don't know how long, he's been crafting for years now, and I had the privilege of working on these tunes, and we filmed a live event. We had a full band, full crowd, everything. We recorded the whole performance, and we just released the first tune off of that, and that one's called All My Praise. So if you guys want to check that out, he's a super talented singer. We had a super talented band. Would love for everyone to check that out.
Absolutely. We'd love to have him on the show as well.
Awesome.
Definitely.
That'd be great. That'd be really cool.
Absolutely. So yeah, and Akeem, we wanted to shout
Yeah.
out Akeem Washington as well. It's,
Yeah.
it's one of those great things since the show debuted last November, or a year and a half ago now almost, where, again, we may not see everybody day to day,
Yeah.
but there's a history there, and there's an appreciation with original music in particular.
Right.
So all different genres, doesn't matter.
Right, yeah.
If it's original, if it's heartfelt, that's all that matters.
Yeah, Akeem, I've been recording him. Man, we go back. Yeah, he released a few new songs as well, like these past few weeks, and he's like leaning into the country realm a little bit. So
Yeah,
it's cool.
we've had Country Akeem on.
Yeah.
He's played a couple of
Yeah.
songs.
It's
Yep.
ambitious. Yeah, just go for it.
Yeah, we dig it.
I'm there to support whatever.